Hello and welcome to this demonstration of the NetSuite fully integrated business system. I'm going to take you through some of the features and benefits of NetSuite, but before I do, I just wanted to summarize what I see as the four main benefits. Firstly, this application is 100% cloud-based. This means that there is no infrastructure requirement at the customer site. You need only use a web browser to access the application. It is the biggest and largest business system that is cloud-based with over 10,000 customers. Secondly, it's role-based. So what does that mean? Well, within any organization, you'll have people with different roles. They'll be performing different functions on the system. So from sales through to the warehouse, out to finance, and then the overall reporting, management reporting, chief executive. Each role within the organization will need to see different functions and also different pieces of information. NetSuite is designed around roles. And linked neatly to that is that every single role has a customized and personalized dashboard producing specific activities, showing specific documents that they've created, but also showing reporting and information pertinent to their role. And I'll show you that as we go through the demonstration. And finally, these roles are all tied together, as in any business, through a workflow. So as a sales order is created, the warehouse manager gets visibility of that so it can be fulfilled. As it's fulfilled, the accountant gets visibility for invoicing. And again, in this demonstration, I'll show you that workflow. So let's have a look at the application and those benefits. We're going to log in here to our NetSuite application. And at the top here, you see that I've logged in as the administrator. So this is my main administration role. Now I'm going to switch over to the sales rep. When I switch over to the sales rep role, you can see a very different dashboard. You can see this key performance indicator here of sales against quota. You can see my different measures around the number of new leads, opportunities, my forecast, current and previous, so I can see how I'm doing over various periods. And you can see below here specific activities, in this instance phone calls, that I need to make or have made. And at the top I've got my diary entries for today. Now if you look along the very top ribbon there, you'll see the functional areas that a salesperson will find relevant. So the whole dashboard is honed in on the experience of a sales rep. Now to illustrate the different roles, we're going to start with the sales rep, but before we do, we're going to create a new inquiry that comes in through our web contact form. So a standard contact us type form. This has been created in NetSuite and can be deployed to a website. So we will add a new customer. So let's add one called AddStar Innovation. And this is Pete Strong, and his email is pstrong. We also asked to capture for source purposes where they heard of us, so maybe they came through a partner website. We submit that form, and it then diverts us to our landing page. So here's our home page. But inside NetSuite, if we look at our dashboard here, you can see we've currently got 4 new leads that have come in the last week. Now if I refresh that, that will go up now to 5 as our new lead that's just been created on the website. So the information is immediate. You can see here we've got AddStar Innovation. We can click on that particular lead to get all the details like the email address and the contact name. All of that was recorded by the customer, so we've not had to type any information in, and we've already got a lead record on the system. Now we want to follow up immediately, so we call Pete, but you can see we could create activities such as scheduled calls or meetings. But what I'm going to do is jump straight to the quote, because we get the customer on the phone and he is interested in one of our printers. So in here we move down to, so here's the header of the quotation, currently value of 0, but we want to add one of our products to that, so we select our printer product here. This is the manuscript inkjet. He's actually interested in 5 of these. If we add that to the quote, you can see here the quote has now been revised to 849.75. So the only thing I've had to enter here was the product code. All of the customer information was recorded from the web. If I save that quotation, we get a transaction number of 1029. That can be emailed or posted, sent to the customer. Pete is quite keen to move things forward. So you can see from this quote, we could click on sales order, but it's taken a few days, so you're not going to be in this screen necessarily. So we go back to our home screen for the sales rep, and the call comes in that Pete has wants to place the order. We can jump straight to our recent records here and go to the quote, or we can use our recent records button at the top here to jump straight to that quotation. So it's very accessible, the information from this screen. Now to turn this into an order is very simple. We just click on sales order, and you see here all of the information is carried through. We could amend this if we wanted to, but we're just going to, he's happy, Pete's going to place the order today, so we save that and we can have that now sent to Pete as an order confirmation. Now, important things to note, we've got a sales order 284 on the system, and it's pending fulfillment, so its status is waiting for fulfillment in the warehouse. If we go down, we can see that the quantity ordered 5 has been committed. We can see that the quantity ordered 5 has been committed. Now we want to turn this into a delivery, so we need to change roles because that's the salesperson's job done, and we jump over now to the warehouse. Now the warehouse has a very different dashboard. The functions at the top relate to shipping, receiving and inventory, as you'd expect of a warehouse. And the reminders down the left hand side are relevant to this particular user role. And the most important reminder here is that we have 69 orders to fulfill. If we click on that, we see all of the orders to fulfill, and we could fulfill these by clicking the boxes on the left or the whole of the outstanding batch and do a batch fulfillment, and this will create an issue of stock against these sales orders. But I'm not going to do all of the orders, I'm just going to do the add star order. So I click into that, and you can see here the 5 committed. I'm now going to fulfill this particular order. Now NetSuite supports pick and pack as well as a straight fulfillment, so you could produce a pick ticket first and then pack it and then create the fulfillment, but in this instance I'm just going straight to fulfilling this order. Now all we need to do is select which warehouse we are fulfilling from. So we are fulfilling from this warehouse. We have 30 on hand, so more than enough to fulfill the 5. We save that and our fulfillment is complete. If we go back to the sales order here, you can see the record 284 and it's moved from committed to fulfilled, and you can also see the history of all the fulfillments and linking back to fulfillment number 94. So all the workflow tied together, and the status of this sales order now changes from pending fulfillment to pending billing. And billing is a different role. That's our controller, our financial controller. So we switch over now to the financial controller role, and we see again a different dashboard, but one relevant to that particular function. Here we have customers, suppliers, payroll and financials. We have comparative sales. We have some KPIs around receivables and payables, so very relevant to the finance manager. And we have our reminders, and in this instance, the role is to create invoices from sales orders. These invoices can be created much like the fulfillments by batching them together and creating them all the invoices for the daily deliveries, the daily fulfillments, or we can just select one, submit that, and that will go off as a batch. And you see here I've had 2 batches today, and I've just created a new one, and that will be processed in the background with any necessary paperwork or email invoicing going out automatically. Now, the last role in this scenario that I wanted to show is the senior executive. So this is the management reporting side of things. So again, a different dashboard. The senior executive is interested in about the sales by customer, the profitability by customer, the sort of activities that are going on the system, the bank balance. So you can see here the general snapshot that the senior executive would want to see. But what I thought I'd show is if we drill down into our customers, or even going further afield into our leads. So if we refresh that and drill into our 5 leads, we can go directly into AdStar, our new lead and prospect and now customer. And we can click on this little icon here to view the customer dashboard. And so from any part of the system, we can look at everything to do with this particular customer. Now, obviously, it's a new customer and it's only placed an order for one product, but we can see the invoice, quote, sales order and fulfillment. So all the transaction history. We've got specific reports linked to that customer, and we have our own KPIs, key performance indicators, just for that customer. So the dashboarding not only relates to the role, but also to an individual customer and supplier. I think you'll agree that the NetSuite application, very much role-based, great use of dashboards for each role to get information at their fingertips, and a seamless flow of information through the business from function to function. And don't forget, all of that 100% in the cloud. Thanks for your time.